Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody to the November 18th meeting of the Temple Terrace Community Redevelopment Agency. Call the meeting to order. Board members, has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes from September 16th? And if so, is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion or corrections to the minutes? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. First item of business is consideration of the redevelopment of the Dunkin Donuts quick service restaurant located at 5302 East Busch Boulevard. And our senior planner, Ms. Livingstone, is here to present. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Chairman and Board. This is a brief presentation to request the CRA Board's approval to advance this site plan application for consideration at City Council. The subject property is within the redevelopment area and is currently zoned as commercial general. The proposed project involves the redevelopment of an existing quick service restaurant into a drive-through only restaurant. The surrounding areas contain developed commercial properties. Planning Commission staff has reviewed the site plan and has found it to be consistent with the city's comprehensive plan. Staff is requesting CRA Board approval to advance this site plan to the City Council for consideration. Here is the overall site plan. The current structure will be demolished. The dark shaded area represents the new proposed Dunkin Donuts at 1,570 square feet. If approved by this board, this item will be brought before City Council at tonight's regular meeting. If found to be acceptable, I'd like to request that the board approves by a motion to advance the site plan to City Council for consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Livingstone. Are there any waivers associated with this request?
There are 2 CRA waivers associated with this request.
Okay, are we going to cover them now, or if we advance it to City Council, will that be the time we cover that?
If the item is advanced to City Council, that's when it will be addressed.
Okay, I see the petitioners here. Is there any presentations? It's up to you if you'd like to speak or say anything, or we just need your name for the record.
Yes, for the record, my name is Patricia Ortiz. Do you want my address too? No? Okay, Patricia Ortiz. I think Alyssa's done a great job in putting together the staff report, and she's hit on all the major points here. I can answer questions if you have any, but I don't really see the need to go into a great presentation at this time.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Board members, are there questions for the staff or the petitioner?
I have a question.
Board member Fernandez.
Can we put the picture back up? Yes. And so I want to know, because right now I know where this is, and I know about the drive that's the egress ingress into the property, the bulk of the property off of Bullard or Busch Blvd at that point. And when I look at this in and exit, is this, I'm trying for reference, I'm trying to figure out if this egress in and exit are those driveways, or is this next to that driveway that comes off of Busch Blvd?
I'm not sure, but let me look at the site plan real quick. If you
Thank you for that question. That would be an entrance and exit from Busch Boulevard onto the existing property.
I think it's the same.
So So I guess my only concern, and I don't know if this is the time to talk about the actual, or if we push the project forward. I just have a little bit of a concern about this traffic pattern going into the drive-through.
Thank you for that
Rest of the
question.
backup material, there's discussion about that.
I get that, but I'm trying to,
I can answer that question. The city's engineer has done their review and they found it to be compliant with city's code.
I'm not saying it's not compliant. My only concern is that it's the mixing of, you're coming in over here, then you're coming to the drive-through, but the drive-through is a very short distance from the exit as well. I'm just asking about the practicality of the traffic flow.
The traffic stacking
Yes,
from when you come in off of Busch Boulevard.
yes.
Okay, so you're gonna turn right in from Busch Boulevard. There is sufficient stacking. We've been through this, like Alyssa said, with the Transportation Division's review. Would you like me to call out the distance?
Well, I don't necessarily need the measurements. I just am trying to get this answered just for the record, just to make sure that we've looked at this, we've considered it, so that if at some point we have problems like we have had in some of our developments where people come back to us later and say, this is a terrible traffic pattern, I'm just saying it right now so that,
Sure. So we've worked with the FDOT to obtain permits, and the DOT approved our auto turn coming from Busch Boulevard with a condition that if there had been, let me read this myself and then I'll spit it out for you. The approval is contingent on a 2-year review of traffic crashes associated with this exit. And so if it is found that there is an increase in traffic crashes associated with this, the developer will have to go back to the DOT to work out a potential solution, which could include closing that driveway.
okay, all right, that's my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Board members, other questions?
I had a very similar question, but are you familiar with the project PDQ up on Fowler? The tight turns that come around, it's the same type of program, the tight turns to go around the building. Well, I don't know what their measurements are versus these measurements, but is there going to be sufficient room to actually make the turns to get around the buildings without, oh, I'm too close, I got to back up and move out? There's some serious issues up there.
Well, I do understand that in some cases there are issues with that. This site has been reviewed using the auto turn, program to ensure that there's sufficient turning radius for cars, including the fire truck and delivery vehicles.
Okay, cool.
We've looked into that. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
No, okay.
Okay, board members, if there are no other questions, is there a motion to approve this to move to city council?
Second.
Any discussion of the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No nays. Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Livingstone.
Thank you.
Next, we have a presentation from Community Development Director Polly about an update from city staff regarding a CRA Plan Amendment involving redevelopment area boundary modification. Good evening, Mr. Polly.
Good evening, Chairman and board members. Once again, Greg Pauley, Director of Community Development. I'm here tonight with the high-level overview of the process required to amend the CRA boundaries, which is a response to the board's request from the last meeting. The current CRA boundaries include approximately 225 acres divided into 4 quadrants, centered at the crossroads of Busch Boulevard and North 56th Street. You can see the graphic here on the screen to the left. The zoning districts in this area include commercial, single-family residential, multifamily residential, and planned development districts. The future land use for the entire CRA area is downtown mixed use 35. To modify the current boundaries of the CRA will require that the that we go through a CRA Plan Amendment process. And in Florida, CRAs are authorized and governed by the Community Redevelopment Act of 1969. That is found in State Statute Chapter 163. Specifically within Section 163.361, this section provides procedures for modifying the CRA plan. A summary of the legal requirements include the CRA board must review any proposed amendments to the CRA plan and make a recommendation to the city council. A public hearing must be scheduled for the proposed amendments to be considered by the city council. Public notice must be given within 10 days, or at least 10 days, out from the hearing date. As additional recommendation, all taxing authorities participating in the ad valorem collection within the CRA district should be given notice 15 days prior to the hearing. City council will then meet to consider the amendment pursuant to the public hearings. And if found to be acceptable by city council, the council may adopt the proposed amendment by resolution. The first portion covers the technical stuff. Now just a little bit more background as far as the preparation and staff recommendations. Any amendment to the properties included in the CRA directly impact revenues coming into the tax increment financing fund. To properly document and analyze the full impact of the amendment, certain key steps must be considered. Once the proposed amendment is clearly defined, a new legal description will have to be created. Along with that new legal description, new maps of the district will have to be created. A full financial analysis will be needed to properly review the long-term impacts on the TIF fund. The proposal will be presented to the Planning Commission for their review. Based on the scope of the proposed amendment, an updated finding of necessity may be required, and I say may because it has yet to be determined what the impact would be. The CRA plan, associated code amendments, and all related notices will be updated by city staff. Executive level briefings with participating taxing authorities will help staff identify and respond to any taxing authority concerns related to the proposed amendment. This concludes my presentation. Additional details are available in the staff memo in your agenda packets. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pauly. Board members, questions? Councilmember Kravitz.
Fantastic memo. Thank you very much. It was really well researched.
Microphone, sorry.
Did I push something?
Push the button.
Thank you for the memo. It was really well researched. I enjoyed reading it. It was very informative, as was this presentation. This is exactly what I was curious about. What would it involve to try and address the CRA boundaries? And as I read the memo, it led me to think about other ways that might be courses of lesser resistance. And one idea that came to mind was, would it be possible to exempt certain parts of the CRA from certain parts of the CRA regulation that we currently have by passing an amendment to the CRA regulation without going through the process of changing the boundaries of the CRA?
I'm not sure I can answer that off the cuff. I would probably have to research that. As you probably saw in the memo, I worked with Mr. Mueller and also outside counsel to kind of put this together. And I would think that outside counsel would probably be the best person to help us work through that process. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer off the cuff for
That's
that.
fine, totally fine. My thinking was along the lines of introducing some rules into the CRA's current statutory framework that would allow us to offer a little bit more protection or some exemptions, for example, from the zero lot line requirement to areas presently or formerly zoned single family. So there aren't that many in the CRA, but if that were possible, that would be of great interest to me. And I think if that would avoid a lot of these bureaucratic difficulties, then that could be a more viable approach than changing the boundary to not include those areas formally. So that was, and with that, I'll yield the floor.
Thank you.
Other questions, council members? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pauly. Okay, any other business to come before the CRA board? If not,
Mr. Chair.
oh, Councilmember Kravitz.
I am going to pass around an image from downtown. So I'm happy to report that the trash cans that we all installed are doing their job. I've been there a few times and they're really full. And I'm gonna quote Commissioner Gordon about Batman, that this is the trash can that we have, but it's not the trash can we deserve. If you look at this image, you'll see that there's a bollard to keep cars from driving into the Winn-Dixie, and the top has come off of it, and people are depositing cans and other refuse directly into the bollard. So I was thinking that this could be a really good candidate for putting one more trash can in. So if everyone here is interested in putting in one more trash can, I have definitely seen that the trash cans that we put in are really being used. I've been past there several times. I walked there with my wife on the way to Starbucks, and they're almost always full, and I've seen a lot less trash laying about. So I think it's going well with the trash can approach. And as you can see, when there is an open hole like this, people will use it, whether or not it is a trash can. So they are doing what they're supposed to do. We just have to give them the trash can that they want to do it with. So I was thinking that this could be a really nice thing. So I would like to make a motion that we install one more trash can at this intersection corner, which is right where the Winn-Dixie is. And let me just see if I can find the address real quick. I think it's Bertha Palmer, and I'll have the other one in just a second. And if anyone knows what it is, feel free to chime in. Prepared all the motions, but not the address for it. So that would be, sorry for the delay. All right, Bertha Palmer. And there we go. Okay, so this is Bertha Palmer, and of course it's not loading the street name. No one wants to help me out? All right. Anyway, at Bertha Palmer, across from the electric vehicle charging station, is what I'll say, to more closely define where this location is. So if anyone would like to...
Excuse me.
Yeah.
To the south across the street or to the east across the street?
So that would be the southeast corner of that intersection. So if you are standing at the electric vehicle charging station, there is an intersection. Mm-hmm. The electric vehicle charging station would be on the northwest, and this is on the southeast corner, diagonally opposite from it. So that's where this is. And you know, it's encouraging to see that people are using the bollard as a trash can, because that trash is at least not laying around on the floor. But obviously it's not what we want to have there. So that would be $500 or $1,000 really well spent in my mind.
So we have a motion,
Second,
discussion of the motion.
the
Councilmember.
space that we're talking about, that is city-owned.
Oh, it's not. So do we know anything about that space?
That's Winn-Dixie property.
So I would question, how can we put a trash can on private property?
Maybe we can instruct city staff to reach out to them and offer it to them as a gratuity so that we can use that space rent-free for the installation of a public trash can and then just add to the cleanliness of the area. So that would be my suggestion. Maybe we reach out to Winn-Dixie and see whether, before we, so I'll amend that or withdraw that motion. I'll make a new motion to reach out to Winn-Dixie and ask them whether they would welcome a trash can being installed there at city expense, and with us being responsible for the pickup, like with the other trash cans.
We have a motion.
That I can't agree on private property.
If they're willing to do it.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Do we have a second? Motion dies for lack of second.
All right, we'll come back to this later. Thank you.
Okay. Any other business to come before the CRA board? Okay, if not, we will be adjourned.
Wait a minute.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
I thought this wasn't supposed to start until 6 o'clock.
This is a CRA board meeting. The city council meeting starts at 6 o'clock.
I'll shut up and I'll wait.
Okay. If it's related to CRA business, you're welcome to, but, okay. We will be adjourned. City council will reconvene at 6 o'clock.